Thrill Me.
This show is part of the Thrill Me Podcast Network. Experience more on Facebook and YouTube.
Whoa. Welcome into the Disnoids podcast, man. I am Reviewer Rob, having fun over here. And with me is my brother, Mr. Tombstone Josh. How is it going, dude, man?
Fantastically super. I have no complaints. Let's get the show going, bro. Let's go.
You kind of sounded like Garth there for a second. How's it going, man? What's going on? What's the haps? What's the haps?
The haps is it's springtime, which means it's pollen time, which means it sucks. That what I like to call poison pixie dust is starting to make its way around down south. So it's always a good time. So we have that. I mean, I got work going on, music stuff, just same old. What our Papa used to say, same shit, different day.
Yep, that's exactly what he said.
Yep.
Not PG, but hey, well, but yeah, I mean, same over here. Just watching movies. I put out a new episode and check that out with the Review at Rob show, talking about an Adam Sandler space movie, super serious drama. But speaking of movies, I was just watching Mean Girls, the musical, fantastic film that I thoroughly enjoyed so far this year. Has been my whole year since it came out a couple months ago, first month of the year. We're only in the third month, but it is my favorite film of the year so far, and it will easily be in my top 5 at the end of this year for sure.
One of my favorite things, which ties in perfectly to this show, one of my favorite things about listening to your show is that I am so disconnected from everything. Like, I don't know what's coming out this year until you say it's coming out this year. Like, you just now saying that Spaceman movie is an Adam Sandler drama. No idea. I would have had no idea what that was about. And then that, I think it was the space station movie that you reviewed earlier. I can't wait till that's streaming so I can watch that. So I'm just waiting for you to tell me when it's streaming so I can watch the damn thing.
You know, I should do like short videos saying, "Hey, this is streaming now," or "Hey, this is coming out this weekend." I should probably do that, but we'll table that for network talk.
But I want to say it ties into this show because again, I'm disconnected from theme park news most of the time. So whatever news you're bringing up today on the show, I'm going to be excited about and surprised probably.
Heck yeah, I like that. I like having fun here, man. That's what the whole idea is, to have fun in life. Why not? I mean, sure, life, have some fun when you can. So, yes, we brought up news. Let's go ahead and jump into some news. We got some fun things going on. I think all the news I have is actually Universal related. So, the only Disney thing I did see was that Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which of course is the biggest thing happening over there at the Disney theme park. They're doing some more theming. Looks like they're trying to make it look a little more swampish over there. So,
okay, cool.
Good on them. Some people are complaining, but they've been complaining since that ride has been announced. So we just ignored it. But that's moving along. Maybe they could add some more foliage or something. But again, they're still working on it, so give it time. But yeah, that's all I saw Disney wise. Like you said, I know you said
I saw Bob Iger came out and said that they could build 7 new lands. I did see some kind of article about that. I was like, all right, buddy, let's do one thing at a time here now. Let's not jump into 7 lands. Just because you saw Epic Universe is coming, you don't have to put your cart in front of the horse real quick and say you're coming out with 7 new lands. But if they have the room and the capability to do it, it'd be awesome. So they do.
Yeah, I mean, might as well go ahead and make more stuff. I do think that is obviously a take on Universal doing Epic Universe. Like, oh, we can make any land when we want to. I don't know the actual question was asked, but yeah, I did see that. Him talking about adding another Pandora. I know they're doing that in California, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Which, if they're doing that in California, bring cars over here to Florida, so who knows? But nonetheless, man, that's the main stuff I saw news-wise over there. Universal news is a mixed bag of fun things, questionable things, and then some things you may be sad about. Which one should we start with here?
Let's start with the worst and work our way up, man.
All right, the worst. So I'll say this is the worst. The shopping made simple package pickup service is no longer being offered at Universal Orlando. The hotel deliveries of purchases will continue for on-site resort guests. So if you stay on-site, you're still good to go. But if you are a day guest or staying at a different resort or hotel, you will have to carry your purchases around all day, or do like I do and just buy it at the end of the night, baby. Or even more what I do, stay at the resort, baby. You'll still be fine there. But some people have been upset about that, and I can understand. That was a pretty good convenience to have. But you'll be fine. You can either buy a all-day locker or just buy your souvenirs at the end of the day. Whichever works.
That's what I like to do. I mean, unless something strikes me and I know I'm not going to be near it at the end of the night, I might grab it. But I'm like you. I like to hit stuff on the way out, and I'm trying to carry stuff around all day. Screw that. I don't even like carrying my cup around all day.
Yeah, the cup has become very annoying since they've made it handleless. So
Yeah.
it's a thing. So if you have those old Universal cups, make sure you break them. And I'm telling you that, but I never bring them. So what can you do? Let's see. Going from there, let's talk about Shea Alcatraz, this bad boy right here.
Yeah.
This is being demolished.
No.
Refurbished, demolished, being turned around. Obviously, I believe Jaws will still be there.
Yeah.
But there's a permit that came out describing an upcoming project as a remodel of an existing kiosk. The new permit reveals that a variety of work will be done, ranging from demolition to carpentry, plumbing, electrical, and painting. The permit does not reveal when the project will actually get started, nor when will it be completed, but guests can expect to see a construction wall surrounding it soon. So that is a big hit for a lot of people. They love going there, getting their bloody shark drinks. It is a pretty good hangout area, especially when they do Peacock Bar. They do it over there during Halloween Horror Nights, or around that area. Yes, no, yes, no. I don't. Yes, I don't know. But it'd be insane if they have construction walls blocking off Peacock Bar if that's a thing they plan on doing again this year, which I don't know why they wouldn't. So, have you ever been there? Have you ever been to Shea Alcatraz?
I've never gotten anything for there, but people always go there for the photo opportunity, which I was going to bring up. It trips me out when the shark is just not there. I was like, what the,
Yeah.
like, how, why, how, like, why is it not here this time? And then the next day it's there. You're like, what do they have to do? They have to repaint it after a day? Like, what are they doing to this shark?
Well, you see, they had to take the shark to the dentist, make sure that
Oh,
the
yeah,
teeth are clean, get the human remains out of there, of course, happens at these events here, and
bad kids sticking their gum in its mouth.
yeah, you just got to make sure it's ready to go for the photo opportunities. Yeah.
All right then.
All right. All right. Going from there, again, we don't know when it's been. We'll update you when that actually starts happening, and you'll see the updates and all that. Something that's been updated to maybe being downgraded. Who knows? Depends on how you feel. Is Kong Island, Kong
No.
Skull Island, Reign of Kong.
Mhm.
I keep wanting to call it Kong Skull Island, and then I forget it's actually called Skull Island, Reign of Kong. But
We
they
know what
have.
you mean.
Yes, they have taken this 3D attraction and turned it into a 2D attraction, taking the 3D
Cool.
elements out of the ride. Don't know
That's
if it's
fun.
permanent or if they're just testing it for now, but that is what is happening over there.
Got no qualms with that. Anytime I don't have to wear other glasses, and the glasses I'm already wearing is a good thing for me. So
Double glass, probably not a good time, I assume.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm not huge on 3D. I know Universal has a lot of 3D rides and elements.
Mhm.
But I feel like the main thing of that ride is it moving you around, and when the
Yeah.
dinosaur and Kong are battling and all that stuff. I don't think we need 3D glasses for that, right? I don't think it's
So if it's
necessary.
no longer a 3D screen ride,
Hmm.
do you think you'll still get the elements of the wind and the water and all that other stuff?
Hopefully.
Yeah. I hope
Hopefully.
so.
I mean, I really don't know. But of course, the main thing is seeing the Kong and Matronic at the end. So,
That
and
broken
that's
neck.
that's not 3D at all. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the main thing. And fun bit of news here to close it out, news wise. Mel's Drive-In is back open. It has been down,
Cool.
getting refurbished and redone, and it is back with a vengeance. People are having a good time there. They made it look better. The menus are a little different. They made it look a little nicer in there. They've added a jukebox in there, so it still got its theme. The cars are
Cool.
still out there looking glorious and all that stuff, but it has been down for a while. 6 months, I believe, was the length
Damn.
of time that thing was down. So yeah, Mel's Drive-In, 8 months, 8-month refurbishment. This is it got redone, so it's back open. And Circus McGurkus Cafe Stupendous has reopened after a long refurbishment as well.
Oh
So,
man, that fried chicken over there is good.
where?
The Circus McGurkus.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I have
Good
not
fried chicken.
never eaten there. I know we ate. I've ate at Mel's Drive-In once, and that was with y'all.
Mhm.
And we were all sitting down to eat, and you ran out because Beetlejuice was over there by the horror
Beetlejuice.
makeup show. So you went over there. But their food was pretty good. And now that they refurbished it, I might jump in there or stop in there and see what's going on. But glad that's still going. That's a cool little thing. And plus, Halloween Horror Nights, I bring it up all the time.
Dying.
It's got the dying part to it. So
Yeah, that's
love
cool.
it.
It's funny you that you shared that in the news, and then we also talked about Cars Land needs to come over to the East Coast. I was thinking, what could car and the old school Cars is what reminded me of it again.
Mhm.
Like if Cars was to take over for Test Track, I feel like that'd be the thing that would make the most sense. Like Test Track over in Epcot's gotten kind of stale and boring. If you just revamped it with like Cars Land, it'd probably be pretty cool. Or even just a Cars attraction from the movie.
As I say, you have to get a lot of land to do the Cars thing because Cars over there in Disneyland is Radiator Springs, so they got all the setups and all that stuff.
Just make the ride Cars themed like the movie, and then the car that you get in at the end of the ride is just Lightning McQueen going around the track. That's good enough for me.
Okay, easy enough. Easy enough for you. All right.
Yeah.
And Star Tours is
Woohoo.
getting updated. I think I sent you that, or I sent it. I saved it somewhere, but they have added 3 new lands to Star Tours. So
Interesting.
for all you Star Wars fans, it's going to be based off of the latest show. So you're going to have Mandalorian in there. You're going to have
Oh wow.
Andor and Ahsoka have been added
No, isn't
to
that it?
the Star Tours. I know you don't watch Star Wars, bah humbug over there. But for me, who was going to try to sneak in a Disney trip during the Horror Nights trip, I may have to hit up Star Tours again, which was
Ooh,
previously not on the radar. But
yeah,
I mean, Galaxy's Edge, of course, is on the radar, but Star Tours is not in Galaxy's Edge. It's in another place. It's a thing. It's a thing that Disney should
it
have
is
figured
a thing.
out.
Hey, I got
Uh,
a question for you. Since you're a movie guy,
mhm.
something like there was some news that came out, and maybe I heard it on your freaking show. I don't know. And I'm trying to think who else has done this, and I guess it's always happened. Like whoever the hot actor is gets all the roles.
Mhm.
But you talking about the Mandalorian reminded me that that guy got the Fantastic Four role, right?
Pedro Pascal, yes.
Why is this guy in everything now? I haven't really seen anything he's been in. What makes him the hot up and coming actor of the times?
I can't remember exactly what it was. It might be Mandalorian that took off, and he was. I mean, he's behind the mask most of the time in that, from what I understand. But
Mhm.
ever since that success, and if you have an actor that's successful, they add you into other things. So he's in that. He's in The Last of Us, which is done very well, and
Mhm.
he's been in the Fantastic Beasts. So yeah, he's everywhere. Which or not Fantastic Beasts, Fantastic Four, Wizarding World Mind. But
But
yeah,
what I'm
he.
saying is it warranted? Like Leo's in everything because Leo's awesome. Brad Pitt had his time where he was in everything because he was awesome.
Mhm.
Like, is he one of those guys? Is he like a generational actor, or is he just getting all these roles because he's tied into big franchises?
I, I I don't blame that thought process that he's into the big franchises, but that goes to his talent, right? You're not just going to put anybody in your big budget franchise movies. Now, you probably saw him
Mhm.
in Wonder Woman 84. He was the bad guy in that. That did not do well. So I don't think that's what took off for him. But he's been in Game of Thrones. He's been in, like I said, The Last of Us. He's been in a lot of stuff lately. He was in that Nick Cage movie, which honestly
Mhm.
might have helped as well. So
Yeah.
um, he's one. It's like that thing we get with a lot of stars. They'll be big for a while and they take off and they're the hot commodity like that Timothy Chalamet kid right now. He's in freaking
Huh?
everything. So it's what it is, right? I mean, it is what it is. I like him. He's a fun person. I
Yeah.
enjoy. He's a funny person seeing interviews and all that stuff. So he's got that charm to him that people are like, I want to check
That's
him out.
cool. That's cool. Good for him. Good
I
for
wouldn't say
him.
he's generational talent like Leo or anything like that, but he is talented. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. I gotcha.
All right. That is all the news I had. Horror Nights were just waiting for anything, and
What did I
fingers
see?
crossed, Ghostbusters
What
will be here in a couple weeks. But we'll
What
see what
was the
happens.
rumor I just saw? Are you trying to avoid spoilers?
As best possible, but I've seen some rumors. Like I don't look at the
Have you?
spec maps because I know for sure
Yeah,
if
I
they
haven't
are
looked
in
at
the
those.
know. So I don't look at those.
I saw one rumor, but I'm not gonna say anything if you're trying to avoid spoilers.
It was it the nightmare one.
Yeah, the one you're not allowed to call your show.
Yeah. Um, I can call it that. I just can't use the art anymore.
Uh,
Or I can't sell the art. I think I can use the art, but I can't sell any merchandise with the art on it. But which was made by a friend of ours who is working on a new art piece for me for another show right now. So
ooh, that's
applause.
exciting.
That is exciting. More details on that
Are you
later.
talking about Cassie?
Yeah, I am.
Nice.
She knows a thing or two about Disney, and Star Wars. But
I didn't know she was still. I didn't know she was still doing art, man. I see her her dessert posts sometimes on the
yeah,
Instagrams.
like I
She's
thought she
big
was.
into.
I thought she was all social media, and then I saw her post. I'm like, freaking! I'm sending her a message. Like, I
Call,
was like,
man.
what's going on?
Tell
Like,
her
I
I
thought
said
you.
hello and to come back immediately. Tell her come on the show.
Okay, yeah, we can probably
Yeah.
get that to happen. We can bug you with Star Wars stuff. But yeah, that show is not going to be a Patreon show, by the way. That's going to be a regular show. I have other Patreon shows I'm going to do. That show, I'm going to put too much time and effort in to bury behind a Patreon. So,
Yeah. Cool.
so there you go. That's news-wise there. So there you go. News from me. I got shows I'm working on. What are you working on? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing over there? Oh, you're playing in a band. Okay.
Yeah, that and I have a really cool episode I'm doing this week for Metal Group Podcast. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one because it's opinion based. Like I'm gonna state a bunch of facts and then I'm gonna give my opinion on those facts. I'm gonna come to a conclusion. And it's a little early in the month. It's kind of March Madness based.
Ooh.
It's a little early in the month for that, but I don't care. I want to do it this week. I'm gonna do it this week, so stay tuned for that. If that's what you're even asking me. I don't even know if that's what you're asking me, but
I was trying to figure out what you got going on over there. I'm seeing the movie Imaginary tomorrow night, so that'll be next week's review on the Review at Rob Shoe.
What is that?
New horror film from Blumhouse, where a kid has this teddy bear. Of course, teddy bear is attached to an imaginary friend, and things, of course, go bad.
Things go haywire.
Yes. Moral of the story: don't be dicks to your imaginary friends. All right.
Okay. Hey.
Okay.
Don't be dicks to your real friends either.
Yeah, of course, obviously. But those imaginary friends, they might actually be demons that you've been talking to this whole time. And, but at the same time, those friends that you've been talking to might be demons as well. So let's keep it calm. Let's be kind to everybody. All right. Anyways.
Perfect segue.
Yes.
Segue into what we've teased for the last couple weeks on this show. It's been a while since we've done a good ride versus ride battle. Yeah, good old Nickelback.
I don't think that's
so this week on the show, to wrap up the show, we're going to be doing a ride comparison: E.T.'s Adventure versus Peter Pan's Flight. Ooh. And what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd read a little bit of history of each ride. Talk about the comparisons of the two, and then maybe we'll talk about which one's better, which ride's better, which movie's better, and things like that. And I did find a voting poll of because this has been done before. It's not like a brand new thing that we've brought here where people are comparing things. So I did find a poll where somebody actually voted on this before, and I'll save that for the end to let you know who won. So,
dude, there's not a whole lot of new things anyways. Like people, we all kind of run into the same thing. Music does it as well. Like people are like, oh, they're copying somebody. No, they're not. Music just has a lot of the same freaking chords. It's fine. Yeah. Okay. Do your
cool.
thing.
So I think I'll kick it off with Peter Pan's Flight because it is the oldest one out of the two. The original intent of the attraction was for guests to fly through the ride as they were Peter Pan themselves. Most guests did not quite grab that concept though. So it was kind of hit or miss when it first opened, but this is why it's cool to compare these two because they were both opening day attractions for both parks. So E.T. was first day for Universal, Peter Pan was first day for Walt Disney World. But just to give you a little run through, Peter Pan's Flight is a rail suspended dark ride at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Opened up in October 3rd, 1971. Like I said, opening day of Magic Kingdom. In Fantasyland.
I did not realize that was an opening day ride. But okay, keep going.
Yeah. So the Magic Kingdom's version, the load-unload area features an omniboozer style. I'm probably jacking.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm going to start calling my friends that are drunk. Like, look at this omniboozer over here.
Think of the like the ride for Haunted Mansion. That Omnimover. There you go. Jeez.
Omnimover. Gotcha.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha.
Like the ones found at the Haunted Mansion to allow for a smoother flow of traffic. The scenes in the ride are on larger scale and feature audio animatronic figures. It reuses audio and sound effects from the 1955 Disneyland version. Upon entering the very beginning of the nursery, a play tea party featuring two famous toys, Raggedy Ann and Andy, can be seen. The Lost Boys Camp and Mermaid Lagoon are now part of the Neverland scene.
Corey
Also,
Feldman's in this thing?
no, not that Lost Boys.
Ah,
Hook's 48-foot pirate ship is also included, complete with deck, sails, and rigging. Guests see Hook and Peter engaged in hand-to-hand combat on the main sail while the boys are lashed to the mast and Wendy is about to walk the plank. Then guests see Peter and the Darlings pose victoriously on the ship, poised to sail into the sky back to London. In 2014, this version was upgraded to include an updated indoor queue because I guess there used to be restrooms in the line, but the restrooms were removed. The new queue starts by entering into a corridor with interactive murals. It then leads guests into the Darling family residence with a special emphasis on the nursery. The new queue has had an extremely high attention to detail, which was pretty needed. I remember that being kind of. I mean, hey, if it's an opening day attraction, you know it's going to have a little bit of a old school wear and tear to it. So
an extremely high wait time.
I guess that's the synopsis of the ride, Peter Pan over there at Magic Kingdom.
Okay. Yeah, like I mentioned while you're reading there, I did not know this was an opening day ride.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been on it once. I'm kind of watching a ride video now while we've been talking,
Mm-hmm.
and it's coming back to me. Like I haven't been to Disney in what 5-6 years, so and this ride's always really busy. So when I am there, it's one of those
Yeah.
things where I'm like, I'm gonna have to sacrifice doing that because it's gonna take up so much time.
Mhm.
But it does sound the way you described it sounds really awesome. And trying to watch this video, which is very dark and I can't see. um,
What's always been cool about that and the ET ride itself is that you do feel like one, you're inside the movie, and two, you're floating over everything. And
Yeah.
like whenever we get into ride comparisons, I'll talk about it a little bit more.
That's the great thing about both of them is they're not relying on technology, if that makes sense,
Mm,
in the sense of screens and 3D
yeah.
effects and all that stuff. Like, which is
Yeah.
fine. Like, I don't hate those things, but
Yeah.
the basics and the old school, if you will, of
Mhm.
what theme park attractions used to be is like a
Yeah.
really, really cool thing. That's why I still like doing ET when I'm at Universal. I'm like, this is a time that's almost gone, right? This is not
Mhm.
something that's done much anymore in theme parks. So
Yeah.
I like this battle actually. This is gonna be a good battle.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the back story for ET's Adventure while you
Okay.
continue your watching there, sir.
Mhm.
ET Adventure is a dark ride located in Universal Studios Florida and Orlando, primarily designed in-house by Universal Creative in collaboration with Steven Spielberg. The ride
Spielberg.
first opened to the public at Universal Studios Florida in 1990.
Hmm.
E.T. Adventure recreates the flying bicycle chase scene from the 1982 film E.T. the Extraterrestrial, while introducing E.T.'s homeworld, the Green Planet, featured in the sequel movie. I didn't even know there was a sequel movie. Sequel novel, my bad.
Okay.
E.T. the Book of the Green Planet. Many of the ride's animatronics and exotic plants were designed and manufactured by the Sally Corporation. Cool.
Ooh, okay.
Just a little bit of history. In 1989, following the success of Earthquake, the big one at Universal Hollywood, which left a positive impression on Steven Spielberg, work began on the new attraction based on his 1982 film E.T. Universal Vice President and Executive Producer Peter Alexander worked closely with Spielberg and led the Universal creative in the creation of the dark ride attraction. Alexander found the task challenging, saying that the emotional impact of a 2-hour-long film is not easily translated into a 6 or 8-minute ride. After suggesting that the chase scene from the film could transition into a voyage through E.T.'s homeworld, Spielberg liked the idea but emphasized the importance of keeping the story very personal. He said guests should have a personal moment with E.T. and that the Green Planet should be depicted as a friendly place.
Right. Fair.
All right, on to the ride description, which, never mind, I'll get into it when we compare back and forth. But the exterior queue, the building housing E.T.'s Adventure at Universal Studios Florida, along with portions of the exterior line queue, are themed to a soundstage where E.T. is being filmed. TV monitors overhead display E.T. trivia, as well as clips of various film crew members discussing their experiences during the production of the film. posters of the movie's 30th anniversary re-release are also shown. Pre-show, before entering the interior queue, Steven Spielberg appears on several overhead TVs. He's asked E.T. to return to his home planet so that he can help save and its inhabitants. So it was up to the guests to bring him home. Prior to the ride's refurbishment in 2002, celebrating the film's 20th anniversary, the pre-show displayed a different video with Spielberg telling guests that they were cast as actors in a new series inspired by the original film. All right, here's the fun part. The interior queue. Inside is a dark forest setting filled with red trees reminiscent of the scene in the film where E.T. is trying to evade the police. Along the line queue, guests pass the communication device E.T. constructed. Another rare sighting is a visual of E.T.'s glowing red heart moving through the trees, simulating a run through the forest. The queue ends at the loading platform where guests board the ride vehicles. And then I'm going to talk about the ride just like I did for Peter Pan. Each individual seat is a bicycle whose handles come down as lap bars. The bike in the middle of the front row contains E.T. However, in the attraction's early years, guests had the option of riding in a spaceship modeled after one of the E.T. came to Earth from in the movie. These ride vehicles were removed as guests preferred to ride on the bikes, given how iconic they were in the famous flying scene in the movie. The vehicles travel past NASA and police officials, and as they are about to be caught by a police car appears out of nowhere, and as they are just about to hit that police car, the bicycles begin to fly over the city and then into outer space. The bikes are then transported to kind of a portal area with flashing lights. And finally turned around, they arrive at the Green Planet. The guests then encounter all of E.T.'s friends. E.T.'s healing touch travels through the Green Planet, reviving his friends and beginning a celebration with numerous baby E.T.'s frolicking and playing. This lasts for about 3 minutes and is a huge contrast to the beginning, where the beginning is dark and scary, while this part of the ride is light and colorful. And that pretty much sums up how that ride goes.
And of course, they say your name at the end.
Yes.
Okay, so 2 fun family rides based
Yes.
on beloved classics,
Mm-hmm.
original day attractions. So I don't know
Yeah.
how we're going to break this fully down. I'm going to have to remove bias here because obviously I love Universal.
Yeah.
I've done ET more times. I love Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
Ride vehicle, I give to ET.
Oh, okay.
Like they mentioned there, riding the bike is cool. Like riding the
Mhm.
bike, having that feeling where you're floating with ET while you got the bike pedal in front or below you and the bike handle in front of you. It's
Yeah.
just it's a perfect thing. Nothing is Peter Pan. I think we're in a boat,
Yeah, pirate ship, little pirate ship.
little pirate ship. That's fun.
Mhm.
Against any other thing, I probably would have gone Peter Pan because I like pirates. But I can't go against ET's ride vehicle. That's just too classic and iconic to me.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on the ride vehicle itself. Not only because it's a bike and that's classic from the movie, and you also get better visuals that way because you're not looking down into the bottom of a boat. You're looking down through bicycle spokes, and you're looking down through more of like a see-through platform. So you get better visuals on the bike, I think. So I'm with you there on the ride vehicle.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
I'll
the
take the
rest.
next one.
Okay.
The
Go.
next thing I think that gives ET the nod is the soundtrack. That the song, the ET song, that da da, that kind of just that ever present, just from the movie, just kind of like sticks to your heart and kind of give you those happy feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So just hearing that song play along through the ride is pretty awesome to me, man. Versus where in Peter Pan, there's some music, but a lot of the time it's mostly talking. It's kind of stuff and scenes from the movie. So
The only sound I remember from that ride is the clock ticking.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
which is a cool moment. Don't get
Yeah,
me wrong, but I
definitely.
agree with you on music. So that's 2 for ET.
Mhm.
I'm going to give a third to ET with the Q.
Yes.
I think Peter Pan is just your basic run of the mill maze around to get to your vehicle.
Yeah.
ET, you're walking through a forest.
Yes.
There's a ET, there's an alien creature that you're gonna pass walking through there. There's
Mhm.
this amazing smell. Oh,
which was what I was going to bring up because my daughter, my oldest daughter to this day, still wants that candle. She's
mm,
not allowed to have candles at her school. So she wants the meltable wax, those little meltable wax things that you can put inside of like a
yep.
heater and it melts and it makes it smell. So now we're getting those for her.
Heck yeah.
The smell is iconic. It's
It
just,
is.
it's like, it's as much part of the ride as the bike is. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's so powerful. Just the smell of that makes you just want to go back.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
with you.
So that's 3 for ET.
That's yeah.
Okay. Movie. What's the better movie of the two? I mean,
Look at it this way.
yeah.
Look at it this way. They're both classic movies. Both great movies that spawned great characters that have transcended generations, right? I mean,
Mhm.
Peter Pan has had so many spin-offs because it is a awesome character. It's an awesome movie. It's an awesome premise. Look at it this way. I always do the rewatchability thing. That's my thing. If you were told, hey, watch a movie tomorrow night, like say you're in a class, your homework is to watch a movie and do a presentation on one of them, and your choice is Peter Pan or E.T., which one you picking to watch?
ET, of course.
E.T., of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, you're going to pick E.T. to watch. That's me too, man.
Yeah. Plus, Stranger Things had the cool ET moment in it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, ET. I think ET's hit on more of a level. I know Peter Pan's classic.
Mhm.
Nothing against Peter Pan, but this is just
Yeah.
hit. ET just hit on a extremely special moment.
Yeah.
All right. Are they the same length of time ride wise?
I don't know. I feel like ET is a whole lot longer. I feel like Peter Pan is kind of like a nice little 4 or 5 minute in and out, whereas in ET is kind of like almost two different rides. I mean, as you heard when I was talking about it, it's kind of two different things going on. Like
Yeah.
you're in one world and then you go into another world. So I feel like ET is longer.
Okay. Um, a story that's two different. There's two stories in ET. There's one in Peter Pan.
Well, ET focuses on one scene from a movie and then ET's world.
Right.
Whereas Peter Pan kind of takes you through the whole Peter Pan movie. So maybe I would give story to Peter Pan there, just because you are getting the full. This is what happened in the movie. This is what's going on. This is where you are in the ride at this part of the movie versus just that scene of ET's movie. So I guess if it's my vote, I'm gonna give Peter Pan the better story.
Peter Pan, better story, better movie representation, maybe as well, since it's more
True.
movie
True.
based.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, yeah, I can agree with that. So there you go. Vote for the Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what else?
And I will say, I'm trying to think if there's anything from the ET ride that stands out to me like this does. But there's one scene in the Peter Pan ride that will always be one of those that I never get tired of seeing. And it's kind of like a just out of nowhere moment where I think it's whenever you're coming out of the Darling's home and you're just over London and like you
Mhm.
could see the Big Ben Tower and just everything's kind of like in dark light, kind of glowing orange and green and just like, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like that scene of that ride is very captivating. It's like, oh wow, we're really over London right now. There's Big Ben's tower. That's really cool. So that particular scene by itself, Captain Hook trying like with his legs pushing the alligator's mouth open,
Hmm.
try before he's about to get eaten. That's another one of the classic scenes that kind of stands out. Um, I mean, the Peter Pan ride's no slouch, is what I'm getting
No.
at. Like, even though we have given our nods each to ET, the Peter Pan ride's not a slouch, man. It's a great ride.
No, it's a lot of fun. From like I said,
Mhm.
the time I did get to do it, I had a lot of fun with it. I was captivated by what we were seeing. Like I said, flying over the city, we've got the ship, we've got all
Yeah,
these things happening. So it's got a lot of memorable moments. ET, for its own part, has memorable moments, but I don't know if they have as many as Peter Pan does.
yeah,
Yeah, so I think I can give memorable moments to Peter Pan.
gotcha.
Yeah.
And I will say this will kind of be my last thing as far as ride based kind of comparison.
Hmm.
What did I say? Peter Pan opened 1971. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Okay, and then ET opened in 1990. I think I said.
Yep.
Um, I think it's safe to say ET looked at everything Peter Pan did and then just made it better. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a very similar ride. They just kind of updated it. They just kind of upgraded it. They put their own spin on making that ride better. And maybe that's why it is better, in my opinion, at least.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Inspired by the other ride and adding your own
Mhm.
influences to it. It's fine. Both parks do that, obviously. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that we can obviously say the Avatar ride is up based off of what they've been able to do with the Harry Potter stuff in Universal.
Yeah.
So, um, and both
Final vote.
final
Final
vote,
vote.
final vote.
Yeah.
Which one am I more likely to do, or which one is better?
Which one do you think is better?
Which one I think is better? I'm gonna better overall. And this includes Q. I have to go ET.
I'm right there with you, buddy.
I
Right there with you.
just off of the Q element, the smell element you're left with, and the magical moment of the bike.
Yeah, it's the bike. It's the
It's
bike
the
ride,
bike,
really.
yeah.
That's kind of the seller thing for me. Because once we get to, I mean, I hate that if this sounds mean,
Hmm.
but once we get to the Green Planet with all that other ET family crap, I'm out at that point.
Sure.
I'm at coast mode through
At
the
that
rest of
point,
the
I don't
ride.
even know how much people are paying attention at the point. They're like, "Oh, he's gonna say my name." Oh, here we go. You better say my name right. He's gonna say that funny thing. I told him my name.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's it. That's nothing is Peter Pan. Like Peter Pan is still cool, still awesome. I
yeah,
just
yeah.
think the lack of Q for
Mhm.
it kind of takes it out,
Yeah.
and the ride itself is really good.
If I remember correctly, too, I feel like Peter Pan's ride is abrupt, is like over. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's no finish to that. It's just kind of just done, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm on ET as well as being better. And I did find, if you didn't have any more thoughts, sir.
I never have any thoughts.
So like I was saying, yes, you do. You always have good thoughts, my friend. So like I said earlier, this has been done before. So somebody actually had a poll online. So I'm going to give the results of the poll, and then I want to read the first comment because I think it's funny. I think it's good.
Okay.
But somebody put up Peter Pan's Flight versus ET's Adventure, and out of 379 votes, ET won 259 to 120.
Wow.
So ET has been voted most popular, at least according to the knuckleheads that voted on this poll. So,
Hmm.
and plus we can get some thoughts from people when we share this. They can let us know in the comments which one they like better. But let me go ahead and read this first comment because I think it's funny. This person said, interesting comparison between an ancient and arguably overly popular ride at Universal's most underrated and neglected attraction. Both are opening day attractions and suspended track dark rides. I'd give the nod to ET primarily because of its much larger scale and scope and the success of its surprisingly well-themed indoor queue. Both attractions could do some serious refurbishment at this point. I'd like Peter Pan to get some of the animatronic and projection upgrades that Paris, California, and the Chinese versions have had. ET's entire second act has always been weird and out of place compared to the rest of the attraction. I wouldn't mind seeing the entire ride take place on Earth with you dodging trees and the police until you finally get ET back to the spaceship. So that's why I wanted to read that. It's a great idea. It's cool. But I also understand it's what Steven Spielberg wanted, and he got what he wanted. So
Yeah. Plus, we get a video from Spielberg when we're walking in there. I mean, what else can you ask
yeah.
for?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So there you have it. At least according to us and according to this poll online, ET is the better ride. So let us know what you guys think. Put in the comments down there which one you like better.
yeah, man, drop it in the comments. Which one are you a fan of, man? Which one have you done more? Probably ET because you can't get on Peter Pan because it takes too freaking long to get there.
I can't believe,
Kid.
that just goes to tell you that there used to be restrooms in the middle of that line because of how freaking long the line takes. It's like, let's let these people go pee real quick.
It makes me wonder, does Disney have interactive queues at all? Other than like
Uh,
Avatar?
I want to think Space. I think Space Mountain has a decent queue. I feel like Winnie the Pooh's ride has a decent queue. Test Track. The more modern rides or rides that have been refurbished do have some pretty solid queues.
Because I was just
Um,
thinking, I think about Peter Pan, I think about It's a Small World. It's just
yeah,
basically nothing. And
yeah,
those are opening day, I think. I mean,
yeah,
Haunted Mansion's queue is pretty freaking cool. And then, you got
yeah.
all
They
that other
they updated it. Yeah, they added a lot to that one.
yeah. Okay, cool. Maybe that's just something Universal does. It has the adventure to get to the ride. Saw something funny the other day actually on that before we end here.
Mhm.
That new Despicable Me, Minion, Evil Ride, or whatever. Villains. I forget the name of it. People are like, man, the queue was better than the actual ride. I'm like, it's true. It is true.
That's
Yeah, so it's what it is. But
That's
nonetheless,
fun.
I think that's all we had for this week.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good one, man. We got our ride battle in there. We got some news in there. It was a good episode.
Heck yeah, man. Glad to do this again. Hopefully we got some more news and stuff to talk about. Obviously, maybe some Halloween Horror Nights stuff will start popping off sooner or later. My theory is still Ghostbusters is coming out in a couple weeks, and normally around that time they like to give us a little information. So we
Yeah.
shall see there. But nonetheless, man, I had a good time. You have a good time?
Yeah, good times, man. Good times.
All right. Remember to drop in the comments what you thought of the battle. Are you E.T.? Are you Peter Pan? Which one do you like more? And tell us why. And other than that, I'm good. You're good. We're all good. We're all having a good time around here. I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes.
We're all dudes. Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you joining in. We do not have a close for this show. So thank you and have a wonderful
Disnoids out.
Yes. We're out of here.